Morning, everybody. Last night's debate we can say was very good. It was a success. The debating commission did well. The company who handled light and sound and all of that thing needs some work. But apart from that, the debates were very good. Both teams, I think they came in the debate knowing exactly what they wanted to get out of it. Did they get what they wanted? Not sure about that. Looking at both teams, I think it's clear that the PNP were better debaters. They had better optics. They obviously had more jabs. They were focusing on somewhat, what can I say, creating a little excitement for the people. The JLP was a lot more focused, level-headed, looking a lot on substance, what they've done, putting forward facts that people can, quickly bring up and say that it is true. Coming out of the debates, let's focus a lot on the PNP first. For me, the winner of the night on their team would be Raymond Price. Raymond, he came across very confident. He provided some clarity. He gave some ideas of what they're going to do. I didn't like the fact that they kept harping on their 18 years. We all agree that it was a disaster. So they need to accept that it was a disaster and move on. What I think they should be focusing on a lot more is what they plan to do. Are they to be voted in? That is what I wanted to see a lot more of. I did not see a lot of substance coming out from that end. They did not really provide me with, okay, should we come in? This is what I'm going to do with crime. This is what I'm going to do with water. This is what I'm going to do with... Lisa did a good job with the educational aspect of it. I liked how she brought across that point with their... what they would have done with the tablets in school. But again, I did not hear a lot more in terms of the future. What we're going to do should we win. But Floyd to me was the strongest debater on their team. Then, of course, followed by Lisa. Lisa has a lot of clarity. You want to sit and listen to her when you hear her voice alone. And then you look on the TV and see her. Who would not want to watch her? But, apart from that, I think at one point they got a little bit too comfortable. She started to move about a lot. Her body language and her posture kind of changed. So that I didn't like much. I liked the poised Lisa who just stand at the podium and look ready to move. But, I think I lost that in a little bit. But she would be second, and of course, absolute worst would be Dayton Campbell. From he brought in the whole Jody and Ferran thing, it just went downhill. And it didn't just go downhill for him as an individual speaker, but it changed the outlook on the entire team. Because for me, he looked down on a piece of paper before he mentioned her name. That is telling me that maybe it was something that was discussed with the team. If it was discussed with the team, then I view the entire team as totally irresponsible to allow that to become a debating topic. So overall, debate-wise, to me, the PNP would have the edge because their optics were a little bit better. Going over to the Jamaica Labour Party side, I think everybody was expecting Dr. Tufton to be the lead person on the entire thing because of seniority and all of that, and he's a past lecturer and he's a lecturer, etc. However, I think he was very flustered with the night. His ultimate look for the night was that look he gave Raymond. That was epic. But he had a lot of substance. So when he responded, he did not respond to make you smile. He responded with what was absolutely truthful and necessary to say. So in terms of substance and facts, the JLP had a lot of that. They went in with numbers. It was very impressive to hear them continuously reeling off. We would have built this amount of houses. We laid this amount of pipe. We invested this amount. We moved from 1 billion to 2 billion. We moved from 500 million to 1 billion. We moved from 10 tablets to 50,000. It was interesting to hear hard numbers, and I liked that they looked a lot on numbers and substance and facts. So Dr. Tufton was a bit out of the water for me for the night. Kamina Johnson Smith, I absolutely love watching the Senate because I like when she stand up to people. I mean, she stand up, but she's not no Virego. She stand up. She is very clear in her point, and she make it known. Last night I did not get that kind of hurt from her, but again, facts came off. I mean, some of her points she did not get to finish them. The time factor was a little bit of a hindrance for her, but overall, her closing remarks were the winner for me. Her closing remarks to me brought her back to life. It kind of appealed to the heart. I mean, it appealed to what is happening, what needs to be done. Her tone for me was one that made me go, wow, yes, 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 yes. That was the tone that she closed with, and I think that was a master stroke. Floyd was the winner for the night for Team JLP. He was obviously not there to play. I mean, his facial expressions were on point. I mean, I wish he wore his glasses because I kind of see him doing this sometimes, and it was distracting. Apart from that, he had hard facts. He was not afraid to hand it to the PNP. He was not afraid to remind them that they were horrible. But coming out of it, I think something a lot of persons didn't listen to. I like the fact that they spoke about what they were going to do for battered women and the shelters that they were looking at creating. I heard what were their plans for the health care. I heard what were their plans for education. I heard clearly what were their plans for infrastructural development. So you hear some of that. You could hear more. I think they could have said more. I think Dr. Tufton definitely could have said more in how he has handled the COVID pandemic so far. I mean, what he's going to do to kind of control the spike. But overall, in terms of substance and facts, the JLP won. In terms of a debate, who won a debate, the PNP would have won the debate. So if I were an uncommitted voter that liked the excitement and feel laugh out and like the joke and them thing there, the PNP would win. I would leave that debate and I would go vote for the PNP. If I were an uncommitted voter who cared about real facts, real deliverables, where you're going from a macro and a micro perspective, what you have done with my money, I would vote for the JLP because I thought they brought real facts and they brought receipts, bill and receipts to the debate counter last night. But overall, I think both did a fairly good job. But I mean, the PNP had an edge in terms of the excitement. But for me, the JLP definitely stuck it to them when it came on to what we're about, what we have done, where we're going. Vashawn Brown, I thought his questioning was on point. His posture, his clarity. Vashawn, you did a fantastic job. And Janella Perseus as a master, I mean, I think she was absolutely amazing.